So the breath is one of our closest allies, so to speak. It is something that is with us from when we were born. It will be with us till we take our very last breath and expire. It is something that we do thousands of times each day. We breathe in and we breathe out. And the breath is so much more than just a physical movement of the body drawing air in and out. It is at that level, the somatic level. There's this very physical respiration and respiratory process and all the physiology that's connected to that, and how it affects muscles and bones and ligaments and tendons and joints. With each in-breath, with each out-breath, we can really massage our organs, we can expand our lungs, we can massage the heart. So it has a lot of somatic or physical functions to it. But the breath is also that bridge that bridges the physical to the mental, to the energetic, to the psychic and astral, all the way to our most subtle experiences. The breath is a bridge that sort of spans the entire dimension of our being. And as a result of that, it can be an incredibly powerful tool. Once we've learned to really observe our breathing, we also learn how to perhaps manipulate certain breathing patterns and begin to explore how our breath can really be used as a means to, say, change a state of mind or get out of a certain mood or enhance the feeling in the body's flow of energy, or just even the deepening of the breath into the belly and allowing the belly to expand and slowing our breath down can induce a deep state of relaxation. So there's many reasons to explore our breath and to become more intimate to our breathing process. It can be an incredibly powerful thing to do, and that's what this particular course is all about. We are going to take 6 practices of about 2 hours each, which is predominantly conscious dance, but also a little bit of meditation, a little bit of breath awareness, and a little bit of deep relaxation. And all of this rolled into a practice. We're going to explore 5 dimensions of our movement and breathing, and then the last class we just allow ourselves to have a spontaneous experience of whatever it is that comes up in the breath. And the 5 movement styles that we are going to explore is, the first one, somatic. We start with the body, we start with the physical components of our breathing. We begin to track what it feels like to breathe in, what it feels like to move as we breathe in. We begin to track what it feels like to move as we breathe out. We begin to explore a deep breath into the abdomen, perhaps into the chest, start to feel how the rest of the body feels as we breathe in and out. So the first dance is really focused on that somatic movement, that physical, becoming really comfortable in just the very physical, 3-dimensional, having a body that breathes. We then move into expressive dance, which is the dance where we begin to express our feelings, we begin to express our moods, our thoughts. We begin to open up to conversation. We begin to have conversation between the in-breath and the out-breath. We begin to see how the breath is capable of expressing, just by a specific pattern that it may have, or a specific way of breathing out or breathing in, what your breath is saying when you breathe out through your mouth and sigh, what your breath is saying when you take a short breath in through the nose. You know, all of these things begin to talk to us and open us up to conversation. So that's the second one. The third one that we go into then is to begin to track the breath at a very energetic level, or a vitality level, where we begin to see how the breath is this carrier for not only oxygen exchange, gaseous exchange, but also as a vehicle for energy in the body and for flows of energy. And we begin to explore how the breath can begin to open our body to an easier flow. And that's all done in the ecstatic movement. We then also explore the dimension of psychic movement or shamanic dance, where we begin to open up to our whole internal world and our imagination and our intuition and all the different elements that begin to play with us in that kind of psychic or astral realm, and how the breath can either enhance an experience or deepen us into an experience, how certain experiences in that particular form of movement can change the way we're breathing. And as we begin to notice these things and observe them, so we can also then, in the future, once we've learned how to embody a warrior archetype and the breathing pattern of a warrior archetype, we can just simply remember what that breath pattern was like and go, if I breathe like this, it empowers me, it makes me feel strong and grounded in my body. So we learn through these explorations. The last movement style that we explore is invocatory movement, where we begin to invoke our prayers and our vision, and we begin to move as if we are the embodiment of that particular thing that we're trying to call in. I always use the example of I am loving awareness, and finding in my dance of a loving awareness and embodying the feeling and the energy of simply being the experience of loving awareness. And the breath obviously is a great tool there as well, because the breath can carry love on it. You can breathe in a breath of loving awareness, you can breathe out a breath of loving awareness, and you'll feel and notice that your breathing will have a very specific feeling to it as you begin to explore what is that like. So these are the 5 movement styles that we explore in this course, and then the 6th class is really about having a spontaneous experience of the breath, where we start with just natural breath awareness, and then we move into a dance practice where we simply allow whatever the experience is to be there. We just track and feel our breath, and we begin to notice how we're feeling physically or expressively or energetically or psychically or even invocatorily. What are we calling in? What are we doing with our breath, and what is happening? And we begin to open up that dialogue of just letting the breath be and letting us dance with the breath. And that pretty much sums up the course. It's about 12 hours of practice that you can do, and over that time you will become incredibly close and intimate with your own breathing. And this is, as I say, a very, very worthy exploration. It's something that you can repeat and come back to several times even, because each time you'll discover something new. But to get close to this tool, this ally that is our breathing, so that we learn how to put ourselves to sleep at night when we can't sleep and we have a troubled mind. We learn how to just adjust our breathing pattern to induce a relaxed state. For example, we begin to know what it feels like if I need a bit more energy, how I can take a breath that enhances that flow. If I'm feeling a bit stuck, how I can use the breath to express that frustration and get it out of the body. So it's a very, very valuable and worthy exploration, and a really great course to do for that reason. So welcome.